And it'll be El Mohammadi, the Hull right back, that will take the throw, with Hull playing left to right in this second half. Those familiar tiger stripes. And is it Freddie the Fox? I'm not sure what they call the Fox at the King Power Stadium, but he's got his clapper out and trying to cheer this Leicester side on for successive 3 points in the Premier League following that win on Monday night against Liverpool. Here's El Mohammadi on halfway. Klukas back to Ranocchia. Now here's Maguire 10 yards short of halfway as Hull trying to find a solution. They've actually won more cup games this season than they have Premier League games. Hull 5 Premier League victories. They've won 6 games in cup competitions as well. Of course, that's part of having got to the semi-final of the League Cup. It's a long ball forward. It's been chased down this right-hand side, but it's out of play, and that's going to be a goal kick away to our right-hand side. I think on our monitors we're just seeing the owners, of course, of Leicester City. You then realise they're on the monitor and say hi and start to clap. Okazaki's coming on. Change for Leicester, and we'll see the introduction in his place this time of Damari Gray. So I wonder if Mahrez will move into that kind of number 10 role and Gray go out wide.
I think you might be right. Yeah, just see Damari Gray having a word with Riyad Mahrez there.
Well, Schmeichel to take this goal kick. Just over 20 minutes remaining. It'll be a crucial win for Leicester City. Throw in on this near side for Fuchs, midway inside his own half. Wes Morgan just claps his hand and again just trying to drive his team onwards and forwards. Wes Morgan, who's played every minute of what, the 26 and 3/4 Premier League games so far this season. Wes Morgan, in fact, when you look, he started the last 87 in the Premier League. It's forward by Drinkwater, intercepted though. Markovic, oh, nice dink over the top there to Hernandez, who then tried to find the axe with a little cheeky stooping header, couldn't quite find him. And Fuchs will pick it up for Leicester again just before halfway. Ball along the ground is well cut out by the Italian Ranocchia, and then Niaz, I think, has ended up battering Ndidi by accident and for no real reason. So Simpson has it back here for Leicester with his left foot. He'll try and knock it forward towards Vardy. Header won that time by El Mohammadi, but Vardy was offside, and it's a free kick for Hull.
I like how Leicester now line up. They've got Albrighton out on the right, Gray out on the left, and Mahrez in behind Jamie Vardy. I like the look of that Leicester team.
It's a lineup that is fairly familiar. Riyad Mahrez's goal was his first in open play in 28 Premier League appearances for Riyad Mahrez. The ball out wide here from Hull towards El Mohammadi, but he can't control it. It's into touch, and that's why the ironic cheers are there. You'd have thought he'd done better with that for Hull City. 19 minutes remaining. Since they've gone behind, they've not really threatened too much, have they?
No, I mean, obviously under Phelan they were playing a back three, and as you said earlier, El Mohammadi would normally be much higher, and Robertson, and I felt they did that really well. They just didn't obviously have enough at the end of it. When it went in the box, you had no one on the end of it, didn't have someone to convert those chances. I just feel that they look a little bit limited at the minute going forward, particularly out wide. I just wonder whether you could see them just pushing further forward, almost taking off Markovic and just pushing El Mohammadi further forward.
And of course, on the subs bench, they wanted to do that. They do have Al Abdeloui, who could replace him. He's more a natural fullback to allow El Mohammadi to push on. Robertson shifting it out to the right. Here's Markovic. Markovic now with a chance to run it. Christian Fuchs inside the penalty area. Still going, Markovic, and then he just took it too far and ended up running into Damari Gray and Wilfred Ndidi. And Vardy with a really poor first touch on halfway. Just concedes possession again, and Hull have a throw, which is taken quickly to Huddleston. Huddleston then shifting it out immediately to that left-hand side to Robertson, who goes to that far touchline. Grosicki again is on the run here, trying to get the better of Albrighton and Simpson. So a bit more cover out there now with Albrighton playing there to try and stem the flow of runs coming from Kamil Grosicki.
Yep, and as you're saying, they're doubling up on him now, and that's where he did try it there. He tried to bring the ball back to Robertson, who was free.
Only one away win this season for Hull. That was against Swansea by 2-0. Burnley with that away win, and at the moment they're leading. Could be a good day for them. Grosicki's not offside. Why they're appealing, I don't know. He swung that one towards the back post, and just no one round the back from Grosicki. He was a good 2 or 3 yards onside, but all the Leicester arms went up and they just stopped for a moment as that runs out of play for a goal kick away to our right hand side. 17 minutes left here. Leicester 2, Hull 1. We mentioned Burnley were winning at the Liberty Stadium against Swansea. There's been a 4th goal in that game. Commentary from Barry Swain.
Here's Sigurdsson, lovely ball to Olsen. Olsen cuts inside and finds Carroll up towards Sigurdsson again. Lovely back heel from Sigurdsson. It's Olsen. It's 2-2. Swansea deservedly back on level terms. A first goal in Swansea colours for Olsen. But what about the back heel from Sigurdsson to set it up? Absolutely world class. And Olsen thrust it in the top corner. And Swansea are back on level terms. 2-2.
2-2 at the Liberty, no more than really Swansea deserve after that earlier penalty for Burnley that should never have been. That'll certainly make the headlines this weekend. Mike Dean's had watch trouble here. He's had to have a quick swap with Neil Swarbrick. Steps won't be good for him. Oh, a lovely one through the middle for Vardy to try and chase onto the delightful ball through the centre, and Ranocchia had to be alert to the danger, and the Italian certainly was this time with a perfectly timed tackle.
He was. It's been the case all day really. Ranocchia and Harry Maguire having to make last-ditch tackles. Just got the ball there in front of Jamie Vardy. Lovely ball for Drinkwater, wasn't it? Just needed a tiny bit more pace.
21 million into play for Ranocchia. Here on loan, of course. Throw on this near side from Fuchs. It's a flat one again. It's away by El Mohammadi. Drinkwater again fancied his chances from 25 yards, and for a moment it looked to be dipping. It certainly dipped, but it was well wide of Jakupovic's left-hand post.
Yeah, as you say, we spoke about it in the first half. Another flat delivery from Christian Fuchs on the throw. But to be fair, he connected really well there, didn't he, Danny Drinkwater? Similar to the Liverpool chance. Fell on the edge of the box, but this time on his left foot, sending it high and wide.
Not a good day as things stand for Middlesbrough, though. Charles Stoke 2-0 at the Bet365. Swansea 2, Burnley 2. That's the Liberty Stadium. Watford 2, Southampton 1, and then West Brom 0, Crystal Palace 1. And Leicester winning here. There'll be some more clarity, of course, when this game ends. We'll run you through the tables and how things stand at the foot. And then a reminder of the late game today, kicking off in just 59 minutes from now. Liverpool versus Arsenal. 2 wounded animals, you would probably say. Liverpool have to be better than they were here on Monday night. There's no two ways about that. Here is Hernandez. Wide to Grosicki. Onto his right foot. Grosicki now running 25 yards from goal. Going to hit one. Wow. I've run out of words for that, Dave.
Yeah, well, again, you know, it's a right foot on the left, cutting inside, as we spoke about earlier. Not many can hit him hit the ball in the top corner.
They can find maybe row A, B, but not quite row triple Z. Yeah.
But saying that, look, you can see Danny Simpson asking his winger Albrighton to take Grosicki, because he knows he can't handle him. He's just had far too much for him today. No, you take him. In the end, Danny Simpson stood off him, just allowed him to shoot.
I think Lazar Malkovich is going to be departing soon. Adama Diamande may well be entering the fray. He scored when these sides met on the opening day of the season, of course. That was a 2-1 victory up at the K-Comp for Hull City. And at this moment, the way things stand, Leicester reciprocating that in the home fixture this time round. Here's Grosicki away down that left-hand side. Grosicki now coming forward to take on Simpson. Across comes Drinkwater. Lovely ball into the feet that time of Niaz. Lovely chip towards the back post, this time with his left foot towards Markovic. Just beyond him though. He'd overcommitted on the run, and it's cleared by Ndidi from outside the edge of the penalty area up towards Vardy. They have possession again though, Hull, and can keep pressing on. Huddleston with a really poor pass to El Mohammadi. I'm not sure he's had the greatest of games today either. Here's Markovic giving that one in short, caught late by Hoof that time was Nias, and that's going to be a free kick for Hull midway inside the Leicester City half on this near touchline.
Well, definite free kick from Robert Hoof late on the ass, but just spoke about Grosicki again. So dangerous, receiving the ball, running at Danny Simpson, who's got no answer to him, whether he goes on his left foot, his right foot. Great cross, as you said. Just committed on the run there, hadn't he? Just committed a little bit too early, Markovic. No surprise to see him coming off.
As I mentioned, Liverpool versus Arsenal coming up in less than an hour. Alexis Sanchez starts on the bench today for Arsenal, and Mesut Ozil is not even in the matchday squad. Wow. Team news in full coming from John in around about 30 minutes time or so. Ball in this time from Robertson into the penalty area. Grosicki's tried to drill that through, and it's taken a deflection off Maguire and out of play for a goal kick away to our right hand side for Schmeichel. But no Sanchez in the starting 11 for Arsenal today, and also no Mesut Ozil in the squad. Here, Leicester 2, Hull 1 as things stand. Southampton leading, of course, Watford by 2-1. Palace leading West Brom. It's Swansea 2, Burnley 2. It's Stoke 2, Middlesbrough 0. Fascinating games near the foot of the Premier League. And as things stand today, there will be movers. There's no two ways about that. Throw-in taken on that far side. 13 attempts from Leicester in the game today. Only 4 on target, though. Kupovic beaten twice. What can Hull do about it? Can they try and dredge themselves a point from this game in these final 11 or so minutes? Premier League Live with TalkSport. Header forward by Huddleston towards the edge of the penalty area. Hoof battling with Hernandez. I thought that Hoof actually probably had a little bit more of Hernandez's shirt than the other way around, but not according to Mike Dean, and not one to question him. As things stand, Middlesbrough will be slipping in to the bottom 3. Palace will be the side that make their way out and up to 16th in the table. That's as things currently stand in our Premier League games this afternoon, with around about 10 minutes or so to play. Here's Ranocchia. Gets it forward again to the introduced Diamande. Playing with plenty of pace in that front line, Hull, but at the moment they're not really seeing enough of the ball to try and make it work for them. Diamande on this near side in place of Markovic, of course. He's only had the one touch. Back with Kupovic at the edge of his 6-yard area. Forward he goes. Up for the header that time was Nias, and there's the man who was so influential in the first 60 minutes of this game, Klukas. A little bit quieter in the last 20, and strangely enough, Hull have been quieter too at the same time. Here's Kupovic. Maguire looking to play it from the back.
You can hear the crowd getting restless. Mahrez, although he scored the goal, still for me hasn't done that much. The crowd getting on his back, he's giving it away almost every time he's got it, apart from the goal and the shot just before that.
El Mohammadi finds Ranocchia. Infield to Huddleston. Huddleston tries to ping it over the top down this right hand side, where he finds El Mohammadi. Diamande's making a run on this near side. He's immediately closed down and harried by Fuchs, and Leicester get it back, and Drinkwater then finds Fuchs on this near touchline. Through the centre he goes, where Mahrez is there and Klukas is the furthest player. Baku again picks up the ball for Hull midway inside their own half, and will now look to try and bring them forward as they go in search of this equalising goal. 9 minutes remaining. Leicester 2, Hull 1. Premier League Live with TalkSport, and it's a misplaced pass that's meant Harry Maguire's had to probably run another 15-20 yards that he probably didn't want to, having put in a fair shift in this game so far. Good header won by Ndidi. Comes out to Mahrez. Mahrez now down the line to find Albrighton. Albrighton round the back here on the right hand side. Robertson in with a challenge, and he thought he'd played it off of Albrighton, but the assistant on the far side gives Leicester the corner.
A great interception from Robertson, because he had Jamie Vardy and Gray over at the back post, 2v1, but just couldn't quite get it. Great interception from Robertson.
Mahrez is coming off, and it will be Slimani that enters the fray. Was on the bench against Liverpool. Played, of course, for Marco Silva in his time at Sporting. Mahrez, who, the way things stand, has secured the points for Leicester City if it stays like this. And he gets the recognition from the home fans that the goal alone probably deserves. Slimani back on.
As you said, he's come up with a goal, could be the winning goal. Hasn't done enough for me today, though.
Third appearance off the subs bench in 2017 for Slimani. Albrighton's drilled that to the edge of the box. Fuchs on the volley. Well worked routine, but Fuchs blasted at least 15 rows behind. And Kupovic immediately pointing to his watch, as if to say, come on. And discussion there as Shakespeare giving plenty of instruction. Let's quickly go to Vicarage Road. Watford, Southampton, Mikey Pereira.
Here comes Watford, and it's the equaliser. It's Okaka. Sent in by success, and Okaka with the equalising goal.
Rashitsky down the left-hand side for Hull, on the attack into the box. Nias, he had the first touch, ball at his feet, had the decision to make, and then just dabbed it across the penalty area, really into no man's land. Then Maguire finds Rashitsky again on that far side. Hull coming again, now Nias has it once more, edge of the box. Nias gets some space, great save, Schmeichel, low down to his right-hand side at the near post. Nias did really well, he got the shot away from absolutely nowhere. And I think it was creeping in at the corner. Schmeichel with a terrific one-handed save.
Oh, as you say, what a save, just tipped it round the post. Kozicki again influential, giving it to Yasser, bundled his way through. Great save from Schmeichel.
Rashitsky being told to move the ball back towards the quadrant. Mike Dean happy. Here's a chance from this set piece for Hull. So he's swung in from that far side. Rashitsky again towards the back post. Nias goes up with the header. Albrighton will volley it clear. Only going as far this time though as El Mohammadi, who then lifts it out wide to that far side again. Rashitsky tries to take it in his stride, but the first touch just had too much on it. Runs out of play. Goal kick for Leicester away to our right hand side. 6 minutes remaining. Leicester 2, Hull 1. Crucial points for Leicester City here. If they get them, take them on to 27, they'll be 5 clear of the bottom 3, which will consist of Sunderland, Hull and Middlesbrough, if things stay as they are.
Well, as I said, massive 3 points though. This is a must-win for Leicester for me. Must-win. Home game against the likes of Hull. It's a must-win game.
Long ball forward. This time towards Slimani. He does well to really hold that ball up. Huddleston's there and Ndidi helps it on. Nice ball back from Vardy to Slimani. And Ndidi wants it through the middle. Not going to go to him. Intercepting, I think it was Damari Gray that was pointing, asking for it. Fuchs gets it back into the penalty area. Here is Gray. Gray, ball at his feet, trying to work his way a shot. Gets it back to Drinkwater. Hits one from 25 yards. Well wide of Jakupovic's right-hand post. He slipped as he hit it. Danny Drinkwater, never really troubling Jakupovic.
Lovely little cute pull back here from Christian Fuchs to Damari Gray. Couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet. Set Danny Drinkwater, who just slipped as he shot. I think you can just see Slimani now is the highest forward. And Jamie Vardy just playing slightly deeper in the Okazaki role. There he is there, just picking it up just behind the main striker. Possibly for his energy levels, I imagine Slimani being the highest one.
And Ndidi just picking that up off Damari Gray, and then they find Slimani on this near side who has the ball, him being back and fit, having returned from the African Cup of Nations with a niggle. Will be a real fillip for this Leicester side with the Champions League, of course, to come. The games as well are away at West Ham, home to Stoke, and Sunderland still to come here as well. Difficult trips after that to Everton and Crystal Palace too, and of course that depends what happens with that Champions League encounter against Sevilla. Good bit of play by Robertson and spoils it, and having kept the ball nicely, gives possession away. Drinkwater has it. Klukas then comes in and picks his back pocket and wins the throw for Hull on that far side. 4 minutes remaining. Here's Huddleston helping it along the line. El Mohammadi has it. Now Hull pressing on here down the right hand side in search of that equaliser. El Mohammadi has it. Short comes Diamande, and now El Mohammadi inside to Diamande. He's got a little bit of room here on his left foot, pushing it to the edge of the box where Hernandez was waiting. Now inside the penalty area is Nias towards that back post. Rashitsky comes round the far side, volleys it over towards the goal, and in comes Nias, who gets a foot on it at the back post, but can only direct it wide of the left hand upright.
Nervous times for Leicester. Great play from Hull again. Brilliant build-up play. Lovely ball into the box. Kozicki picks it up at the far post, dinks it back in. Oh, and just off target.
Second goal of the game at the Hawthorns between West Brom and Palace. James Fielder.
Townsend up towards the edge of the box. Benteke wants it far side, but Townsend goes in alone. It's Townsend! 2-0! And that is all 3 points for Crystal Palace. No doubt about that. There's no coming back now for West Brom.
Big Sam Allardyce gets the better of Tony Pulis. A huge win for Crystal Palace. That will be back-to-back victories in the Premier League. And maybe Big Sam is just starting to get what he wanted. What about Hull? Can they get what they want from this game? That equalising goal on that far side. They've lost possession now to Albrighton, who dinks it over the top. Slimani's on the chase. Jakupovic at the edge of his penalty area will get there quite comfortably. Last 2 minutes.
Caught on his heels there, Slimani, wasn't he? If that was Jamie Vardy, who'd been on his toes expecting that ball in behind. just delayed his run.
Throw into Hull on the near side, goal at Vicarage Road, Watford, Southampton, Mikey Pereira.
And Stevens able to win it back, and Southampton come forward now. Redmond. Here is Buffal, who tries his luck from range. It's spilled. It's Gabbiadini.
3-2 to Southampton. Gabbiadini scoring again. What a pick up he's been for Southampton. Dilly-dallying on the ball there was Huddleston, who lost out to Vardy. He and Slimani, though, just needed a bit of help from Albrighton to keep possession for Leicester. Just at the edge of that centre circle. Tackle from Huddleston on Vardy. He's going to get booked for that, there's no doubt about that. That's going to be a yellow card and a free kick to Leicester City. 90 seconds remaining here. Leicester 2, Hull City 1, Premier League Live with Talk Sport. Vardy is up and about after that challenge from Huddleston. Not the best of tackles from Tom Huddleston. He was sent off when these sides met previously. That was in 2015 for 2 yellow cards. In the book this time from Mike Dean as well. Here is, on this near side, Diamande, dispossessed by Gray and by Ndidi. Here is Damari Gray, down this left-hand touchline, ball at feet, tracking past El Mohammadi. On his right foot, Jakubovic, terrific save! Low down to his right-hand side. It's a super shot and a super effort from Damari Gray, and Jakubovic had to be alert.
Oh, similar save to Schmeichel at the other end. Damari Gray cuts in on his right, ducks inside El Mohammadi. Lovely shot at the near post, but this time he makes a save. He needed to do that with the Mahrez shot, didn't he? Similar place. This time he could keep it out.
Terrific effort from Damari Gray. Last 30 seconds here, and Hull are doing all the defending when they really need to be up the other end of the field. They trail by 2 goals to 1. Here's the corner, swung towards that back post and in! And it's a lucky goal as well for Leicester City. It's off the head of Tom Huddleston. It's an own goal from Hull after Ndidi got up in the first place. That wraps up all the points for Leicester City. It may well give Craig Shakespeare the job as manager as well. It's Leicester 3, Hull 1, and it's back-to-back Premier League wins for the first time since April for the champions.
Nothing more than they deserved. Another good cross in. It just seemed to take the nick off Ndidi, I think, and then it came off. Yes, then it came off Huddleston. Just flicked offside his head into the goal. 3-1. But to be fair, I think for Craig Shakespeare, he's done everything right. He's taken Mahrez off, good decision. He's taken Okazaki off, good decision. Gray's done well since he's come on. Big 3 points.
Another goal in the game at Vicarage Road between Watford and Southampton for Mikey Pereira.
Good turn by Buffal in midfield. Out to the left-hand side with Redmond. Can Southampton find another goal? Redmond takes the shot on. It's in. And surely now it's all 3 points wrapped up for the Saints.
Terrific performance from Southampton then, coming from behind to get the better of Watford by 4 goals to 2. We're into 3 minutes of added time here at the King Power Stadium. You can sense the relief. You can sense the feeling around. Leicester 3, Hull City 1. And there's a different air around this stadium right now. Fuchs is trying to shepherd that ball out of play, which he does. And that'll be a goal kick away to our right-hand side for Kasper Schmeichel. A few leaving now. They feel quite confident that's the 3 points in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Hull supporter, if you're the Hull team and staff and players, you'll be looking at us thinking it's the same old, same old. You know, 1 point again on the road, that is it. That's all they've had all season. Just not good enough. I think that's going to cost them this season.
Well, when you think only Burnley and Leicester have won fewer points than Hull on the road, it's that big issue that they need to solve, isn't it?
That's right.
I mean, Burnley have got round it by winning the majority of their home games, whereas Hull haven't done that.
That's right. It just puts so much pressure on your home games if you're obviously not winning away. Like, as you say, Burnley have managed to cope with that pressure, but for Hull, they just don't have a goal scorer. Burnley have got Gray. Hull just don't have anybody. I mean, they've got some real talented boys, Klukas and Grosicki, but no one they can really rely on up top.
Into the final minute of added time. Now down this right-hand side, chasing on again was the substitute, Diamande. Schmeichel will take the goal kick away to our right-hand side. And it's interesting, of course, that 3-1 win against Liverpool. Haven't scored in the previous 5 Premier League games, and they net 3. They net 3 again tonight. It's a terrific performance from Leicester. Back-to-back wins, 6 goals scored, 2 conceded. You can't actually ask for any more, can you? A clean sheet may have been nice, but
Hey, he's the understudy, and, you know, to me, he's deserving of the lead role now. Craig Shakespeare. I think he should get the job. Whether that's for longer than this season, who knows? But they need to make a decision.
It would be sensible to give him it till the end of the season, wouldn't it? And then re-evaluate it at that period. We're into time added on to time added on. Over 3 minutes played at the end of this game by Mike Dean, who blows his whistle, and they're on their feet around the King Power. And no wonder Shakespeare is writing another chapter. He's telling another story here. It's another victory. 6 goals in the space of a week. 6 points. Just what Leicester City needed following the departure of Claudio Ranieri and David Connolly. That's been 2 terrific performances, but we will get your thoughts on that in a moment. There's been a late goal in the game at the Liberty Stadium between Swansea and Burnley. It was 2-2 last time we were with Barry Sway.
Olsen, Swansea build up a head of steam with possession inside their own half for one final thrust, I suspect. Long ball forward, Laurenti cushions a header down towards Leroy Fer. He's being pressed by Westwood, one of the substitutes for Burnley. Now Carroll, he's got the overlapping Olsen, but he's instead bent a lovely ball over towards the head of Laurenti, who scores a last-minute winner for Swansea. The big man climbed highest, and he thrust those nets muscles into the ball and heads home for what surely now is 3 points for Swansea City. Lovely header, his second of the game. Swansea 3, Burnley 2, and it's more woe away from home for Burnley.
It is indeed more woe for Burnley, still without that away win this season. 2-1 up as well, and they end up losing by 3 goals to 2. That game is still going, but you feel that's how it may well finish. Stoke 2, Middlesbrough 0, Watford 2, Southampton 4. Terrific away win for Southampton today, and West Brom 0, Crystal Palace 2. Sam Allardyce getting the better of that game. So what that means is that Palace will find themselves up to 16th in the table tonight. It's Middlesbrough who slide into the bottom 3 alongside Hull and Sunderland, and all of a sudden a little 3-point gap there between Middlesbrough and Swansea following that late winner. David Connolly alongside me then to assess and have a look as the mowers are out already here at the King Power Stadium as everyone starts to filter away. It's been the perfect week really for Leicester City, the perfect response. You make a change, you get rid of your manager, and actually you win 2 tough games of football, 2 very different games of football, but you win them comprehensively.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. He's risen to the challenge, Craig Shakespeare. Almost written here, look, Shakespeare in love. The crowd love him. The players love him. To me, he should get the job. And, it's been a real emotional week really for him and the players, and as you say, they've come out with 6 points. I believe they're off now until Wednesday. They'll have a bit of mental break, a bit of a physical break, and I'm sure in that period the club will make a decision about his future, and I feel it will be that he'll take the team at least to the end of the season, and rightly so. To me, he set his team up in the right way against Liverpool, and he's done it again today. Made subs at the right time, brought on players who were needed at that moment in time. To me, he had everything right, the tactics, the setup, everything, and they got what they deserved, which was 3 points, comfortably.
Well, it takes them, 5 clear of the drop zone. There's been another goal actually in the game between Watford and Southampton, extraordinary at Vicarage Road. The last time we were there, Southampton led by 4 goals to 2. The commentary comes from Mikey Pereira.
Clipped ball in from Holebas. It's too heavy, and Yoshida heads it away. Out it comes here to Niang, who sends it across, headed back in, and it's turned in. Well, Watford are able to get a goal back. Sent in by Niang, it's not dealt with by Southampton, and it is turned home by, it looks like, Doucouré.
Goal back for Watford then. It's actually finished there now. Watford 3, Southampton 4. All the games are finished. Stoke 2, Middlesbrough 0, Swansea 3, Burnley 2, Watford 3, Southampton 4, West Brom 0, Crystal Palace 2. A reminder, Sanchez is on the bench. No Mesut Ozil in the squad for the game between Liverpool and Arsenal that kicks off in 37 minutes time or so. Back to what David and I were discussing about this Leicester performance. You've made it fairly clear that's enough for him to get the job. They need to make the decision by Wednesday. They're 5 clear of the relegation zone all of a sudden, and it's just amazing what a difference a week makes in football, isn't it?
That's right. I just feel now they've got momentum now. They need to build it and keep it going, and I think a decision on the manager will help that. I mean, Hull played their part today in spells. They were a real challenge. They got some talented boys. Grzycki and Klukas are a real handful, and it was a different test, as you say, because they're a good footballing team, and they're a threat on the break. They've got pace and power. Harry Maguire's a real handful at the back in terms of going forward, set pieces, and they cope with every challenge that was thrown their way. Although saying that, I think they need a little bit of help out wide. I don't feel Mahrez is on his game. Possibly might need to change to playing on the opposite wing, for example. I feel they'll have tougher hurdles to come, but saying that, big week, 2 massive wins, and a lot to be really happy about if you're a Leicester fan. And the owners, and just out a shot of the 2 owners is John Rudkin, and he's the one who'll really be making a decision with the owners. He's the director of football, he's the academy manager when I was there. A lot rests on his shoulders. I know him and Craig are quite close. I'm not saying that will get in the way or will influence anything, but hey, look, he's won 2 games. I mean, you can't do any more than that.
You probably give it till the end of the season, don't you, and say, Craig, crack on, get us safe, then we'll talk about what we do next season.
And I'm sure he would accept that. I don't feel he's in a position to say, well, give me a longer contract, for example. I'm sure he'll back himself. He's been very calm and composed in front of the press. He's looked very jovial on the pitch. In the warm-up, it wasn't getting to him. He's still got his tracksuit on. To me, it seems like he hasn't changed. He's still shaky, as you said earlier that Jamie Vardy, called him Shaky, which is his nickname. And you normally have that for your assistant manager or your coach. And I'm sure nothing would change. Suddenly, he won't be the gaffer, but I'm sure he'll get it to the end of the season, and rightly so.
Quick word on Hull as well. It's been quite impressive so far from Marco Silva, and at 1-1, even at 2-1, they look like they might sneak something out of it, but in the end, just not enough quality up top.
That's right. I mean, Grzycki and Klukas, 2 wonderful players, and they've got the makings of a good side. They just don't have enough goals in them, and we've been saying that all season. Apart from your Middlesbrough, they're the next lowest scorers, and the thing is, they don't keep the goals out enough. What do? Go to a back 3? Well, they haven't got Dawson at the minute, so they're struggling for central defenders. That's why I had to bring Ranocchia. So to me, they can't change it and tighten up at the back, because then that will leave them even further from getting a goal up top. So they're really caught between a rock and a hard place.
Tough games coming up for them as well, on the road at Everton, also Manchester City, and it's on the road they have their problems. Thanks for joining me today, David. Really appreciate it as ever. Terrific win then for the champions, as David said. Is it going to be Shakespeare in love? Who knows? They have 6 points from their 2 games. It's another win for Leicester City. You're listening to Premier League Live with TalkSport.
A Napa guy knows that by the foot, there's no better ride than an old station wagon. Room for 6 people facing forward, 2 people facing backward, and a whole lot of luggage, lumber, and bicycles haphazardly strapped to the roof. If you can parallel park that beast, you can park anything. And with some quality parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep your land ship running longer, stronger. It's not obsolete. It's a rare treasure. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
Hi, this is Maury Moreland Morrison, here to tell you Geico has more than just great savings. Much more. Geico's been around for more than 75 years, back when they were using Morse code. Sorry, that's just my sense of humor. What's more, with Geico you get 24/7 access to licensed agents on the app, online, or over the phone, so you can talk to them at night or in the morning. So forevermore, just know that no other auto insurer has more than Geico. More power to you. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
Exclusive national radio commentary.
It's great drama from the Premier League. It is.
Talk Sport and Talk Sport 2.
What a weekend! Rondon!
West Brom versus Crystal Palace.
They're playing themselves back into form in style. Live and exclusive national radio commentary. An absolutely rambunctious game.
Liverpool versus Arsenal.
And then Mane's there with a scissor kick into the net. Well, that might begin to lift the red mist at Anfield.
They get her across the face, and goal is in! Finally, Arsenal have the breakthrough as we approach the hour mark. And it's only on Talk Sport. This game is still alive!
Tottenham versus Everton.
And here's Harry Kane for a hat-trick! 3-0 to Spurs!
In towards the back post, Lukaku is there for the hat-trick. He smashes it in and surely secures all 3 points for Everton.
Talk Sport and Talk Sport 2.
Habit covered. for you.
The Premier League live on Talk Sport and Talk Sport 2 with Sky Sports.
Out comes the goalkeeper and he's lifted it over the top.
This Sunday afternoon from 1. Exclusive national radio commentary of Spurs versus Everton on Talk Sport.
And Seamus Coleman picks out the top corner.
The Premier League live on Talk Sport and Talk Sport 2 with Sky Sports. More live Premier League games on Sky Sports than ever before.
And Lukaku burst his way through.
This is Premier League Live.
It's Pedro on his left foot, lays it across to Fabregas! Wonderful finish, terrific feat, and his 300th Premier League appearance is marked with a goal. It's Cesc Fabregas for Chelsea.
Kick-by-kick commentary, expert opinion, international coverage of the world's most exciting football league. Premier League Live, brought to you by Talk Sport Live.
Premier League Live.
Oh!